What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Cissia's character teaser, Sssilver-Tongued. We saw a bit of a different side of Cissia, as well as some ones we're familiar with in her demo, so I'm very curious to see what side of her we see in this teaser. Based on the title alone, probably we're going to continue seeing her more capable side, but we shall see. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this. Alright. Where do we have ourselves? Looks like we're in the outer... Words are escaping me. Outer ring.
I've never had hot pot. Man, I really want to try it.
I assume these are some of her old outer ring buds. Of course. Acting all high and mighty just because she's been into the city.
Haven't you ever had anything good? Bet you've never even been to the city center. That place called, Lumina Park.
Good job, Cissia.
They've got everything there. You've heard of the cinema, right?
Doesn't she mean Lumina Square?
Yeah.
Right? Has she even been to the city before? Let me tell you, back in the day, I was what you might call a total legend in the city.
Uh-huh. Do tell. What is going on? This makes so much sense for her, but what is going on? That is not in any way how you use those. Oh, that's a cute little thing. Getting her 3D model in there, but in this sort of more flattened 2D style. Oh my god, she's a snake. Of course. The fear is eternal. The little guy. Aww. Oh my god. Cissia. Of course.
How impressive.
Oh?
So
That's what city life is like. Sounds
Jane? The one other character we know about, like, wrapping people up with their tail.
I'll treat you to a proper feast.
Oh?
Wait, weren't we gonna have a big feast? Why are we at public security?
Literally the, like, we're going to Disney World, but go to the dentist move on kids, but for Cissia. This is a really, really goofy teaser. I like it a lot. It very, very much fits what we know of Cissia. Where her demo tried to show a more confident and capable and somewhat intimidating, even if reckless, version of her, this is the version we know of her in practice. The one that will act high and mighty when they get the chance, over-exaggerating their achievements and capabilities, only to, at the same time, underestimate themselves and get panicked the moment that someone tries to make them do anything. She's deeply vain, deeply opportunistic, but in the goofiest way possible. To start at the beginning, though, we open with the perspective of someone who initially we do not know who they are, simply that they are looking for Cissia for some unknown reason. We, of course, by the end, learn that this is Jane, who is essentially trying to grab Cissia and bring her into the city. And very notably, I think this is supposed to actually be before Cissia has actually been recruited into public security for a few notable reasons. Obviously, we have the aspect that Jane is basically tracking her, hunting her down for whatever reason, bringing her to public security. But very notably, looking at both this image that Jane has here and other shots of Cissia, she does not have the cuffs with the public security initials on them, which, like I was saying, heavily implies that this is essentially Cissia's recruitment. For whatever reason, presumably Severian sought her out as a recruit for this sort of side project he has going on, or whatever it may be. I like the joke that he's forming a suicide squad of sorts, but at the very least, we know that he has sought out Cissia as a capable potential officer, and this is presumably Jane recruiting her for that. We then move out of Jane's perspective, though, and begin the goofiness of Cissia with the framing that just these people she's hanging out with from the outer ring are envious of the hot pot out in the city, at which point Cissia starts acting all high and mighty, acting like she was some big shot in the city. Of course, though, we immediately see that she is bullshitting and doesn't know what she's talking about, with her calling Lumina Square Lumina Park, something that the other two immediately pick up on. She then proceeds to give out information, acting like it's big secretive info, despite it being the most basic thing ever. In this case, talking about the cinema and it being a great place to take a nap. But then her just sort of delusional self-hype hits an all-time high as we sort of enter this false memory of what she was like in the city, being this glamorous, important, capable person. But in here we also see some of the reality of it, her fears of public security already existing, and her slightly more cruel side. In this case being that she essentially throws off some bamboo from this toy unicorn and hops on it herself, showing her to be a little petty, a little cruel, a little childish. But then we are brought out of these delusions as soon as Jane appears, someone who, in many respects, is exactly the person Cissia pretends to be. We even have a mirroring of something from Cissia's demo, where in that, Cissia was the confident, capable, dangerous one who wrapped someone up with her tail as she basically caught her prey. Now, Cissia is the prey caught by Jane. And on top of that, we immediately get another case of Jane proving herself to be everything that Cissia pretends to be, with Jane easily and capably manipulating Cissia into coming with her, literally just by offering to get her food, which then leads us to our conclusion, where Jane, instead of taking her to whatever big feast she thought she was going to, Cissia is then brought to public security, presumably to be recruited. But that's pretty much everything the teaser has to offer. It's a good little snippet, a good hint to how she was recruited. There obviously are still questions surrounding Severian's reasons for seeking out Cissia as a new officer, but it is cool to see this nonetheless, and it gives this fun mirroring of Jane and Cissia, one being the fraud who is still capable but wants to be perceived in the ways that Jane actually is, which I actually quite enjoy. But otherwise, I don't have too much more to say, so feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Amorphosilica, Dweller, and Pokelove 101 at the normal tier, and Kono Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye!